Here are the nominees for Best Animated Feature Film.
I watched this movie at my favorite cinema at 9 p.m. on Sunday, 8th of March 2020. I have never owned a cloth mask or an N95 mask before I watched this movie. I have never spent more than 48 hours in a row inside my house when I watched this movie. I had never spent more than 2 or 3 months in a row without seeing someone from my family when I watched this movie. My point is that things have changed a lot since I watched this movie, and it feels like an eternity and a couple of weeks at the same time. I love this movie, but I think my view is highly influenced by my life experience, and it's not a movie that everyone is going to love, like is the case for most Pixar movies. This movie is very specific and is perfect for people who have grown up without a father figure for one reason or another and had a sibling to rely on. That's my experience, so I think that's why I'm biased to this. And at the same time, that makes it perfect, but is its biggest problem. Pixar is known for making movies centered around some small task or experience that translates to really big personal experiences that any member of the public has gone through. Doesn't really matter if you're 50 or 5 years old. They get you. They have a way to write stories that way. In the case of Onward, I just don't think that's the case. They might have been too centered on the world and all the different creatures, which I think it's amazingly done, and I would love to see more of the world. Or maybe they put too much effort on making the quirky characters be like quirky voice actors. Yes, Chris Pratt is annoying in this movie, but it works for me because it's as annoying as my sister. But you still love them. But at the end of the day, it just wasn't up to the highest Pixar standard. And don't get me wrong, I still think it's a great and fun movie for all ages. It's just that the standard that Pixar has been setting, it's so crazy high. This one is the only nominee that it's a musical. Only 2 animated musicals have won the Oscar before, unless you count Shrek, then it's 3. This one is a really good mix of fun, pop, modern music and more traditional style ballads, or at least they sound traditional for my white ears, as well as a mix between the current world and stories of legend, so both things work on the same way. I don't want to say more about the plot of the story of the movie because I haven't seen many people talk about this movie, even though it's so accessible. I mean, it's a Netflix movie. It's just there for everyone in the world. So I really invite you to go watch it and see if you like it too, because I liked it a lot and I thought it was great. I really like the music. It's not your typical music you are used to from Disney movies, I think, but very good still. I feel like I haven't been watching animated movies from anywhere outside North America and Europe in the last 8 or 10 years. This one is probably the closest. Apparently it's a China and United States production, but movies like this and Raya and the Last Dragon as well really make me want to watch more of them. Yeah, sure, I'm mostly talking about the ones from Studio Ghibli because it's what I know and I know I like them, but I just checked and I haven't seen any of their movies since Howl's Moving Castle, and that was a long time ago. But where I was going with that is not just that it's nice for me to watch more and more international movies, but it's also really good for all the people that will be inspired to do the same, and we can all together expand our horizons. No, but yeah, we don't need to wait for a movie like Parasite to win all the awards to go to the cinema and watch it. There's very good movies coming from countries that are not predominantly white, and we should really just watch more of them. Now, I was talking before about the standards Pixar has set for themselves. Now, this is a Pixar movie up to Pixar standards. Again, in case you're living under a rock and haven't watched this yet, please go and watch it already. It's available on Disney Plus, and that's under $10 a month, I think, in every country. So go watch it. I wish I could have watched it in the cinema because I think I was a bit distracted when I started watching it, and this movie really deserves your full attention. Obviously, the attention to detail in the animations was so impressive again. The use of 3 different styles, widely used in the same movie, create such a good mix. So beautiful to see, and yes, very, very cute when you have the rounded, tiny, cartoonish version of a character and then the human version as well. Those tiny guys are so cool and so cute. Those guys really make me wish I collected Funko Pop figures. And the themes, it's a Pixar movie, you have to talk about the themes. I loved it. I loved the execution, loved the semi-open ending that has going on, and to be honest with you, it actually helped me a lot with the situation I was in when I first saw it. It was openly released in the middle of October 2020. I must have watched it end of October or something like that. My city was in lockdown again. My hours at work were getting lower and lower, and I really missed my family like I've never had before. But then I saw this movie and it really inspired me to see things in a new way, or at least new for the last months. I know a lot of people are going to think it's kind of dumb to see a movie this way, but it works, and it worked for me. So yeah, taking a walk outside was so refreshing and just living the moment. Yeah, sure, I still was, life was still hard and I missed my family, but I could just go outside and see the leaves flying in the street. It's a movie with themes of death and life, and it really helps you in a way to appreciate life. Wolf Walkers. The classic fairy tale of 2 happy monoparental families mixing into one big happy family. But there's also wolves. I'm joking, but yeah, it's kind of... This movie is so beautiful. I had some issues with the art style in one shot in particular that gets repeated a couple of times because it situates the city from the woods, and the city looks like it's a wall, looks perpendicular to the woods, and my brain finds it very confusing. I don't know why. Like, the style is the same in the whole movie. In rooms and smaller places in the city makes perfect sense, and it looks really, really nice. But the city in the horizon just looks very weird for me. I haven't seen this type of animation before. Yes, I know I have some cartoon saloon movies already on my watch list, and I should have watched them before, and I'll get to them. But I haven't seen more work from these people, mainly because they're hard to find, and I don't even remember seeing any of them on my local cinemas or anything, even though they have been nominated before for Oscars, and I guess maybe they weren't available in my market. I don't know. Something I found really annoying was the name repetition all the time. I swear, the father says Robin 2,000 times. Robin, Robin, Robin. And then Robin says Merlin 2,000 times as well. And also how the father was so stubborn in the most annoying way, and 5 minutes before the end we're supposed to understand he was doing his best by not listening to his daughter for 1 second the whole movie. Come on, so annoying. It feels like I'm saying too many bad things, but this is truly a good movie. The story somehow seems very much for kids, but then it's quite gruesome at some points. So in conclusion, I think a very good movie, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Watch it if you can manage, because thank God I had still part of my free Apple TV year, so I could watch it like that, but it took so long to get my account running. Is honestly embarrassing. usually watch this type of movie. Again, I keep repeating this, but I think the last one I watched in this style from this studio was Chicken Run, and apparently that's a very old movie now. By style, I don't mean stop motion or claymation, however that's called. I mean the Shaun the Sheep or Wallace and Gromit style. I don't know why, but the curvatures just don't sit well with me, especially how they move their mouths. I don't know why, but I don't like it. Apparently these guys have been doing this movie since the 90s, so they definitely know what they're doing. They have had 4 nominations before and an Oscar in 2005. I really like the handmade part of this style, like how sometimes you can see a perfect fingerprint in one of the characters or just many fingerprints. It's just really cool that someone actually makes it, physically makes every frame of this movie. It's beautiful. The story itself is so sweet. Basically, there's an alien that lands in this small town in the countryside, someplace in the UK, I guess. It's somewhere in particular, but I'm not sure. So yeah, there's an alien, it lands there, everyone is trying to catch it, but Shaun the Sheep is helping it to go back to its planet, basically. It's really cute, and like the alien is cute and it seems kind of like E.T., like he doesn't really know the world, so that's why he's being kind of childish. But then after that you actually find out it's just a kid, it's just a small kid, and it really needed help, and luckily he got it from sheep. The movie is actually really funny, like I actually laughed out loud. It's also silly because, well, it's for kids, but it's really well made. It doesn't have dialogue. Sometimes the characters kind of grunt and do like gibberish, like the Sims talk, but there's no actual talking. So I guess if you watch it in any country you watch it, it's not going to be dubbed. I guess they will change the text like they do in other animations, but they don't talk. The characters don't talk, so it's humor. It's physical humor, which I usually think is quite hard to do, but I guess the British know how to do it. Yeah, again, it was a really good movie, surprisingly good movie for the name it has, but I'm not 100% sure if it really deserved a nomination or not. I heard there was other movies that were up for consideration this year that could have done it. I don't know exactly which ones because I guess I haven't seen them, but yeah, that's it for the last one. So I usually check what other awards a movie has gotten before saying like, I bet this one is going to win. But in this case, I haven't actually checked if there's been other awards for these movies. Mostly I've seen a lot of talk about some of them, like Wolfwalkers had so much talk year around, and even when the nominations were going to come out, everyone was like, Wolfwalkers, you have it, as well as Soul, of course, but that's the talk for any Pixar movie. So I think Wolfwalkers could win. Cartoon Saloon has been nominated 4 times. Laika is the only other studio that has more nominations and still no wins, but we are not gonna get into that crime right now. I think Apple TV might not be watched by most people. It's not one of the more usual subscriptions for people, but they definitely have the budget to get to a lot of members of the Academy with some sweet love. And we know the Oscar campaigns are very important to know who is going to win every year. Some years there's some wins that most people will say they are not well deserved, but they are not surprised because they have done parties, they have sent presents, they were meeting with members of the Academy every week, things like that. So yeah, in this case, I think Wolfwalkers has a very good chance for that. I mean, it will really deserve to have it, but I haven't seen as much talk as with Soul, obviously. I think anyway, Soul should win this year, and obviously it has a very good chance to do so. Like most awards for this category have gone to Disney or Pixar movies, and it's so well deserved this year for sure, 100%. But I actually think Wolfwalkers will win. I don't know why, but I think it will be the one. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. I will have another one for the Best Picture nominees coming up. Again, thank you so much for watching. If you want to see upcoming videos, please do subscribe to my channel. It will help me a lot. Also, I have the Best Picture nominees video coming before the Oscars, and the week after the Oscars I want to do a review of the event itself. Let's see how they do it. Anyway, I'll see you then. Please do like the video if you are still here. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you. Bye bye.